Greetings there, it's Eric Bakker, naturopath from New Zealand, coming to you from New Zealand on a beautiful, lovely, sunny summer's day. Thanks for tuning in to my video today. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Glenn Frey, the lead singer for the Eagles, and his unfortunate demise. I was absolutely shocked to hear Glenn Frey's passing. The Eagles have always been one of my #1 favourite bands. I grew up with their music. I know all their music very well. Every song has a very powerful, special meaning to me at a stage in my life. I'm sure a lot of people out there will have their own particular music that they really enjoy listening to. And when they hear particular songs, it brings them right back to that particular time in their life. I can remember Hotel California in 1977. I think it was 77 or 79. It was in the 70s. And their album The Long Run in 1980. I was 20 when that came out, and I can remember it so well. I can remember the type of job I had and the people I was associating with and the motorbike I was riding, and there's a very powerful affinity with me, that music. When Glenn passed away, it was really, really incredible. So I had a good look at Glenn's passing, and I was actually quite interested to see what occurred, and I'm going to explain that. I watched a very amazing documentary last night on the Eagles and their formation, and it showed you the kind of lifestyle these guys led, particularly when a guy called Joe Walsh joined their band, and their drug taking really went to a whole new level. But Glenn was involved in quite a lot of cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, soda drinks, and you could see a lot of footage of them when they were just basically eating crappy foods, during their practice. And so Glenn's lifestyle was high stress and crap food. Relationships were all over the place with the band. Incredibly talented person, but developed rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not sure what age Glenn developed RA, but I can tell you now, I've worked with well over 1,000 people with rheumatoid arthritis and various autoimmune diseases over the years. And rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, and doctors say it has no known etiology or no known cause. Everything has a cause. It's a load of crap to say that something hasn't got a cause. You don't just, rheumatoid arthritis doesn't just drop into your lap out of the clouds for no reason. It develops in your body because you made it happen. Okay, there can be a hereditary component, but that has to be triggered through the right kind of lifestyle and diet, relationship. Glenn's lifestyle would have made him more prone to developing that condition. And partly genetics, perhaps there may be in a family issue there with his immune function. So when Glenn developed RA, he would have gone to the doctor and the specialist and no doubt been put on very powerful medications to block the pain. And I guarantee you that he would have kept on drinking and kept on partying around the medications. And next thing, the medications would have caused side effects. So, and some of the drugs that Glenn would have been on would have been prednisone. Now, prednisone has a very powerful suppressive effect on the immune system. Prednisone has an incredibly powerful effect on wrecking the adrenal glands. Now, Glenn's high-stress relationship, with other members of the band, I mean, these guys were all alpha males. They were at loggerheads quite often. So you can see what occurred. He was on drugs that suppressed his immune function. He was on drugs that wrecked his adrenal glands and thyroid function. So his body wasn't able to cope. The symptoms would have got stronger and stronger. He would have been then placed on very powerful medications to suppress the symptoms, that were coming from the RA pharmaceutical treatment. He would have been put on non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. He would have been, I guess, put on omeprazole or Nexium or a drug to block stomach acid. He would have been on a half a dozen meds. And then what he succumbed to, he actually died of ulcerative colitis, and he also died of pneumonia. Pneumonia is probably what took Glenn out, but colitis is a consequence often of pharmaceutical treatment. It is also an autoimmune disease, and a high degree of people who develop one autoimmune disease go on to develop a second autoimmune disease. And 60 to 70% of the reason why they do is, you guessed it, pharmaceutical drugs. So I'm quite peeved off and annoyed that Glenn passed away at 67. Glenn could have been around another 20 years at least. A very gifted man, very talented, wonderful person, very big into charities, and it's just such a shame that someone like that gets taken out. 67 is quite young, I believe. I mean, I think 87 is getting up there a bit, but I just want to warn people out there on the dangers of pharmaceutical drugs. Many people succumb to pharmaceutical drugs, many people, and occasionally one like Glenn Frey comes to the spotlight. But for every Glenn Frey that passes, and we hear about it in the news, hundreds of thousands of people a week globally die, like Glenn, from pharmaceutical drugs. So I just want you to be aware of that, and be very careful when you're taking pharmaceuticals, powerful ones, on a regular basis, because you're playing with a loaded gun. And all you need is just one slip of the finger and bang, your life is finished. And that's what can happen to people, unfortunately, especially people, nice people like Glenn, who are not aware of the severe dangers of long-term drug use. If Glenn had been to me as a patient a long time ago, I would have liked to have thought that I could have avoided him going down the route of drugs for the stomach and drugs for the gut. And I would have really strongly guided him towards changing his lifestyle habits and help to clean up his gut and reduce the pain and inflammation. I've had fantastic success with many RA patients. I've in fact written about a rheumatoid arthritis patient in my Candida Crusher book. And on my ericbakker.com site you can see an article there on autoimmune disease, an x-ray of a lady's jaw with basically some dental abscesses that were cleared up, and the rheumatoid arthritis cleared up. Everything's fixable, guys. Or maybe terminal cancer's not, but you know what I mean. Most things fixable. If you're intelligent and you use the right approach and you give the body the chance, it will heal itself. Thanks for tuning in.